here yet.
Oh, that's why she looked at me.
Hello.
Hi.
But how's it going?
Good.
You might have a seat for me? So what's going on today?
Nothing.
You brought in a check,
Yes.
and the check's not good.
It's not.
That's what I'm hearing.
But the check was written to me
By who?
by the person who wrote the check.
And who's that?
That's the people that I'm did some work for.
And what work did you do?
I just do any kind of work that they ask me to do. Roofing, any kind.
Okay, what work did you do for the money?
I did some roofing work. I did some subcontracting work that involved some roofing repair.
Okay. And they paid you by writing a check?
That's correct.
Okay. And so why wouldn't the check be good?
I don't have any idea.
Okay. Alright, do you have any weapons or anything on you?
Of course not.
Do you mind standing up for me just so I can patch down, make sure you got nothing? Cigarettes?
Yeah.
Alright, go have a seat for me. So what's wrong with the check?
The counterfeit.
It's counterfeit.
I went into my back office, called another branch officer who called the signer, and it's locked.
Okay. What do you mean by that? How is it counterfeit? Thank you.
The person who is the signer has no clue who this gentleman is.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we're going back to Carol's desk. Okay? And that's not his normal job.
Gotcha. Anything to say about that?
No, I didn't really hear everything, but
Yeah. So this check, the person that they contacted that has the check has
Right.
never heard of you.
okay. I mean, if these people wrote me the check, I came to check and pass you.
Gotcha. Okay. So who's it that you work for?
I subcontract
I know, but who was it that you did the work for?
for these people right here.
What are the people's name?
They're on the check. I mean,
How long have you been working for them?
no, it's just off and on.
Just off and on. For how
I mean,
long?
I subcontract for anybody.
Okay, but do you know the names of the people?
I know the names of some of the people. I mean, they wrote me the check. I just brought it in. I'm just cashing a check.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't write it because they've never heard of you.
Well, that's what I'm hearing now. But I mean, that's not what. Why would I think that when somebody writes me a check?
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna have another officer. They're on their way right now, and we're gonna make some phone calls and figure out what's going on. But you're gonna hang out here until we get all that figured out.
Just the other officer. Okay.
301 Bearded Oak Circle, 301 Bearded Oak Circle on the Davis Boulevard, 105 alert 360 showing interior garage door alarm.
What's going on today? So just to go over the process of how you guys check. So he brings it in and said it was a check that he received for working on something. He gives you the check. What do you guys do from there?
I pull it up on the system and the check number. So there's another check that someone cashed today for like the same dollar amount with different check number.
Gotcha.
So then I went down a little bit and pulled up a check that already cleared. The type is completely different than what he's showing. And usually when it's big like that, it's blonde. I'm in my 18th year. And it's always Tampa ID. So that was my red flag, because it's Tampa ID. But I went through, and none of those checks are the same. So then I emailed my coworker and said, hey, conflict check, I'll be right back. So I told him I was going to make a photocopy of it. Not really normal procedure, but whatever, he does it. So I have an office back there. I called another branch officer, told her to call the officer on the account holder, and say, hey, I have a Tampa address, this person, check number, how much? And then she called me back and says, no.
Okay, so the actual writer of the check said that it was not confirmed out. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's when I called you guys.
And so I know it was a check from somebody else. But is it technically the bank here has to give the money if it is a legit check? So the bank itself would be the victim, correct? Or would it be the people that actually wrote the checks? Fraudulent stuff like this is so like
The bank-
detail oriented.
If I cashed it,
It would be the,
the
bank.
bank would be at
Correct.
fault.
So since you didn't cash it, it's still the
No one's at fault.
okay.
Because
Because
the
nobody
bank-
actually lost the money.
because-
So he's the one that just created the check. Gotcha. Okay.
It's a counterfeit check right now with
Okay.
no potential loss. But like I said, there is a check that cleared or got cashed and I haven't had a chance to look at it.
Okay. But it's the check number itself doesn't actually correspond with the check. So like
I don't know if it was like a project, like a
okay.
altered check or not.
Gotcha.
That I don't know yet.
But you guys are 100% certainty this is a fake check. Perfect.
6125.
Came in to cash it. They went to the back. They waited for a long time. I was sitting here waiting patiently, and then he comes in.
Okay.
And he's talking to them. They're saying the check's not real. I have no way of knowing that the check's not
Do you
real.
have an ID?
She's got it back there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what is the check from? From work, business?
It's from services rendered to these people for subcontracting work,
Okay. What was the subcontracting?
subroofing work.
Okay.
But whoever they're talking to is saying they don't know me, and I mean I don't know. I can't hear everything she's saying to the police officer back there. All I know is that the check was given to me. I came in to cash it.
Okay. Are you, so it's for work that you did privately?
Yes,
Okay.
as a subcontractor.
And what type of work? It was
Some
roofing work?
roofing repair.
Okay.
So
So you did it at these people's residence,
at these people's business.
it was business.
So and I had a crew do it. So I have payroll to make with them. That's pretty much what it was for. So I don't.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean,
6143.
I didn't write a check. I don't have any checks from these people. All I did was come in to cash a check that was written to me.
Okay. What was the amount of the check?
It's $900 some.
Okay. What type of repair did you do?
Just some roofing repair.
I know. What type of roofing repair?
Well, like repair, you know, replacing some shingles and some the wood underneath it. You know, it's not underneath the shingles, but the side. So
So was it a flat roof or
it's
slope
an
roof?
angle on it. Yeah.
Okay. Are you a licensed contractor for
I'm
a
a
roof?
subcontractor.
Are you licensed to work on
No,
roofs?
subcontract. Almost any kind of repair jobs like that.
Okay.
And I don't need
Do you have
a
any
license.
paperwork or documentation, an agreement that you signed to do work on this residence
No,
with your company's name?
no.
Did you have to pull
I
a
don't know
permit
how-
or anything to do the work? Did you do over 10% of the roof?
Listen, I don't understand.
I'm just asking questions
I
because
understand, and I'm-
if you have a permit that you worked on the roof, if you
What I'm
have
thinking
any,
at this point is I should just shut my mouth and sit here and find out what's going on, and you guys have to do what you have to do, and I have to do what I have to do. I mean, I don't know what else. I don't know what else to say. It sounds to me like I'm being.
I'm trying to figure out how you got the check.
It was handed to me by the person who wrote it.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out a way to make sure what you're saying is legitimate.
Right.
The call.
Right.
Like, how can we verify this?
right, that you did the work, that's all.
Right.
That's why I'm asking
So, like,
if you
pulled
pulled a
you
permit.
can verify that you did the work.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't have a permit. I'm subcontracting for a contractor. It's different.
Okay, do you have the name of the contractor that you're subcontracting
I
for?
think I'm better to just shut my mouth and wait and let this
Okay.
unfold.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm just trying. I'm not saying that I don't believe you. I'm just trying. Like, I worked in construction for a long time, so I know how that works.
Right.
Is this your bank?
No, it is not. It's the bank that the check is going.
Okay, so this is the bank. Yeah. The person that wrote the check is bank.
I don't know.
check. Never heard of this guy. Never sent him a check. So it's 100% fraud.
You got driven here all the way from Tampa?
I'm sorry.
You said you got dropped off, right? All the way from Tampa.
My ride should still be here.
No, but
Who brought you here?
Somebody brought you here all the way from Tampa and
Yeah.
cashed the check?
This to pick up my check, yeah.
What was the? What
No,
was?
to pick up your check?
To pick up this check right here that I just now tried to cash.
Where'd you pick it up at?
I picked it up from the person who just handed it to me.
I know. Do you remember the address? Was it what?
It was just down the road.
Look,
Look, I told you guys I'm not answering any more questions. It's obvious what's going on here to me, so I'm just going to keep my mouth shut and let you guys do what you have to do, and I'll take it from there.
Okay, well,
So,
that's fine.
I mean, I'm not getting anywhere with this, and it's obvious that I'm going, being arrested for something. So I'll just write it out.
No, nobody said that you're under arrest right now.
Pretty obvious to me that that's what's going on. So I will just take my chances.
You're just trying to confirm your story. That's fine.
And I'll wait for the smoke to clear. That's what I'm saying. I've learned enough to know that all these questions I'm being asked, I'm saying I don't want to answer any more questions. I don't know how else to say that.
Yeah, go. That's fine.
So I'm pretty sure that's my right.
That is your right. I'm just trying to see if there's a way that I can
answered
verify.
everything the best I could, and it's just going in a circle now. So.
She just told me is that he just cashed a check in the county for the same company, and he just got cash out. But it was in the county at Fruitville and like near the McDonald's, Fruitville and Paramount, like near the Lowe's, I think.
And then was going to
Cash. It was the same company he just cashed the check for. So he also, I think he stopped talking. See if the deputy can come. Talk to the deputy. If he says no, whatever. But, yeah.
Good afternoon, Cloud Detect. This is Juliet. How can I help you?
Hi, this is also Home of Sarasota Police Department. I'm trying to make contact with somebody from Klinkner Corp.
Dispatch 6104. Okay, just a moment. The signal 14, the tag that was provided on the screen comes back to a 2005 gray Hyundai Accent. Voicemail on call back to this point.
Hello, this is Mitch.
Hi, Mitch. This is also Home of the Sarasota Police Department.
How's it going?
I'm well. And yourself?
Good. What can I do for you?
So, do you work for Klinkner Corp?
I own Cleaner Corp, yes.
Okay, on Derrick Avenue?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm assuming you've been in contact with the bank already, or they've been in contact with you?
I just got off the phone with him like a minute ago.
Okay, so I'm just trying to figure out how this gentleman has any association with you, and if you've approved any work from this gentleman, or...
Nope, I just got him on my expense sheet, and I don't have a single check ever in my entire company's history made out for the amount of money that he has cashing.
Okay, and you don't know a Rodney Will, correct?
No.
Have you had any roofing work done for one of your businesses recently?
Roofing work? No.
Okay, because he's saying that he did subcontracted roofing work for a shingle roof and some soffit and fascia.
No, my roof on my factory is steel, and that's the only building I own.
Okay, and then what does your business do?
We are cabinetry.
Okay. Okay. My second question is, it looks like he's already cashed a check out of another bank in the county.
Okay.
And we just want to verify whether you're looking to pursue charges for the theft of that and the fraudulent document.
Yeah, we will. I mean, obviously I want my money back, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Can I get some information from you real quick, sir?
Yeah.
Freaking broke my pen.
Good one, 6 in there.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. He said that there is a guy, like a Japanese out there that is the whole operations. That he's the guy that made the fake check and gave it to him, the cash, and he was going to cash the check, give him most of the money, and then he would get a cut of it.
So the dude in the Nissan's still out there.
That's what I'm thinking. He said it, that's what he said.
Yeah, but
Was out there.
it's pretty specific to be in here. You don't have an angle at it.
Yeah.
You want to go make contact? Just seriously. Hello. How are you today, ma'am?
Good.
Did you drop somebody off to the bank here?
I work here.
Oh, you work at the bank?
I work on the fourth floor.
Oh, okay. All right.
Who are you looking for?
No, what is this, a Toyota? Nissan. There's somebody in there said that he had got dropped off by a guy in a Nissan out here, so we were just trying to see if that's you, but you definitely don't look...
Every day.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it.
Like I said,
I'm sure they took off.
Yeah. I don't remember pulling up. I'll have to go back on my video. But that was the only Nissan I remember seeing.
So, like, I wonder, do they just want me, I'll probably just do, like, the physical arrest, and then, the county will just add charges for whatever, right?
Yeah. Did you talk to the owner, per se?
Yeah, so he said, yep, I have no idea who that is, I've never hired anybody to do any roofing work, and my roof is metal, so.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he admitted everything to me, just sitting there.
All right.
And he was trying to work out a deal.
Let's,
You're good. He wanted to make a deal to try to give the head guy of the kit. But I was like, listen, man, I was like, I don't know how that part's going to play out, but what do you mean? Like, what are you
so,
talking about?
let's pull him out, read him, and then ask him to go over it again. Oh, he knows who he is. We know who he is, too. We're just trying to verify that what he did was a crime or not.
Gotcha. I work very
Just take a seat over here, just so I can talk to you. All right. I know you said whatever you said to this officer, but I have to read you your rights first, right? Okay. So, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to an attorney and have him or her present with you before and during questioning. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, one will be appointed to represent you at no cost to you before and during questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand each of these rights as I have explained them to you?
I do.
And having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to us now?
Possibly.
Okay, I mean, it's up to you,
Yeah,
right? Because I know in there.
I mean, I can stop at any time.
Right. So, what's really happening today?
So as I was explaining to him, well, first of all, before I say too much, I want to know how this helps me by saying anything.
Well, at the end of the day, if this is a big operation,
I don't know
we're
if it's a
going.
big operation, but
Well, it's bigger than you, right?
Absolutely.
That's what you're saying. So.
Like the lowest of the low, I guess. I mean,
I'll reach out and speak to one of our detectives, see if this is something that they want to come speak with you about. I don't know how far this has gone, if this is the first time you've ever done this with this guy, if you know anybody else that's working with him, if you know any of his information, because he's not out there now, obviously, after...
Oh, that's what I'm thinking, because they would have seen because the police
Right.
parking, because they were parking over there.
Yeah.
I'm sure they would have left. Also, it's been so long.
Right.
Seeing the police and that's the other part is I don't even know how to reach them as far as like calling them or anything like that.
Right.
They always came to me.
In person?
Yeah. Well,
They haven't, like, texted your phone, called you
They don't
to...
have that.
Okay.
My phone is actually, they may have, my phone is like lost or stolen, I'm not sure. They did call it several times, they said, but I don't have it, so I can't.
So how do they normally locate you?
Look, I'm homeless. I live in Tampa, but I kind of stay at places, hotels or at people's houses. But I guess you consider I'm homeless. I live in Tampa. They pulled up to me at a bus stop, literally, and asked me if I had an idea, and I said yes, I wanted to make some money. All right, that's how it happened. Okay. So they drove down here and they gave me this check to cash, and they did the one, and then this was the second one. They wanted me to. I said, it was a third place that I went in to do it, and I felt very nervous the way they were acting and everything. I told them, I said, I'm done with it. I'm not doing it anymore. I haven't been paid yet, and I don't know what, you know, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, if you want to get back to Tampa, you're going to do this one. That's how we get back here. But this one, I feel like I'm not only that I'm being stupid as hell, but I'm also being kind of bullied. And I mean, you know, these people, I'm an old man. These people are younger and much bigger. And also, I'll just be stuck in Sarasota.
What was the other location? What was that you said?
It was another one of these banks.
Do you know what road it was? I know you're from Tampa.
I don't know the road. I mean,
So,
coming off
so was this
75.
this was the third bank today then that you've
This
been
would have
to?
been the third place.
Okay.
Yeah. But only one. But there was the first one that she gave you the paperwork
Right.
for. The second one that just
So that was the first one was on the one off 75.
yeah.
The second one.
I don't know.
Was it the
different-
same
No, it
branch?
was a different. It was a different bank.
Was it different?
It was a different bank, and I couldn't. I've never heard of them before either. But it was a larger check too. But they didn't do it. But I felt really nervous about it too, and I told them, I'm done. I'm not, you know.
And then they brought you to this one anyway.
And then this one.
So how many people were in the vehicle with you?
There was one guy driving, and the other guy setting shotgun who has he's like the boss. Then I was in the back seat with both my backpacks.
Right, and can you describe these
The black
folks?
guys, and the one guy's really big. The one that passenger
Passenger
seat,
side.
and the other one is I don't know. Average.
You know, like
Can you
how?
describe the vehicle?
It's a gray Nissan Sentra, I think. It's not an Altima. It's a step down Sentra.
It's smaller one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's setting, they left me setting, they were parked like down at the end and over there, in that parking lot over there.
You didn't happen to see the license plate at all?
No, and you know, I kept saying to myself, I need to get license plates for this car just in case, and I never did.
How do they make the checks?
That I don't know, because they've got my name printed on them.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
So
if
when
you
I
just
talked,
met them today.
No, I met them yesterday.
Yesterday.
I met them yesterday, and they said they were picking up this morning.
Okay, so they didn't print it off right.
No,
today.
no,
They must have done it.
no, but they got my information.
Gotcha. And
From
then they
last
picked it
night,
today.
because they're printed, you can see it, the check, it's printed on there, so they printed them and I guess they had them mapped out, and I mean,
Well, let me ask you
that's
this.
the only thing I can tell you is that they had to have somebody print them, but he had a game plan,
If you were to see these folks in like a lineup or something, would you
Yes,
be able to identify them?
Absolutely.
Okay, and you don't know like nickname, first
I don't,
name?
listen, I don't know them at all.
I know, but they weren't talking to each other with nicknames,
No,
or?
they were kind of quiet, and
Let me see if I can.
it seemed like when they dropped me at the one place, and then I walked into the bank. When I came back, they weren't there. So I kind of like just aimlessly walk around for a few minutes, and then they'd show back up, and I'd get in the car. So they were moving while I was in there.
Okay.
Do you remember how you got here from the other bank? Anything about the roads?
You know, I'm in the back seat, and when I'm in the
Right,
back seat
and
of the
this
car, I
isn't your
never
time.
pay very. Yeah.
Was it all major roads? You're on the side.
No, it was. They stayed on. You know, see, like.
When you got here, did you come from the south? Or
We
did you
came
come
off the 75, and then we came up going towards Bradenton. So we came in, that way's back towards Bradenton, right?
Right.
Yeah, we came in down there somewhere and we came up this way to this bank.
Hey, are you good with him? I'm going to call Sarge and see if I can call CID, see if they want to speak to him.
So we basically came headed that way and then going heading this way. And we stopped at this bank.
Hey, Sarge. We got a question for you. We do too. Yeah, me and Zach and Jeff. So we have a forged document case here at the bank, and this guy is saying that he got picked up in Tampa by two black males. This is the third bank that they've driven him to. They found him, he's homeless, asked him if he had an ID. He said, yep. I said, you want to make some money? And he wants to speak to He wants to see if we can make a deal and if he can speak to detectives about it. Because these guys are running a ring, so I don't know if that's something they're willing to interested in or correct, $903. And then the bank confirmed that he's already done this again in the county and received cash for it. He's saying this is the third bank that they drove him to today to try and cash these checks, and that he would be getting a cut out of them. Yes. Yeah, so Zach's checking the cameras right now, because he said they pulled up in the back parking lot in a gray Nissan Sentra. He said he can describe the two black males. He didn't know the tag, doesn't know if it was a rental. They just handed him checks and said, go ahead in this bank. Correct. The same. He said the second bank was a larger check, but that he felt weird and just walked out, never went to the desk. The one that was actually cashed was an identical check to the one that I have right now, just with different letters on it, or number, like rounding numbers. Okay. Yeah. And then the deputies, I think there's a deputy coming out here.
Oh, really?
For that portion of it, yeah. So, I just called Sarge, he's calling CID, see if they want to speak to him. And then if not, we'll just 10-15 for felony forge.
Yeah. I'm trying to get that camera right now. They're trying to get a hold of somebody. And then,
Yeah. And which one of those responded and spoke to him? Which one of these
Originally?
ladies were the top? Yeah.
she did.
Yeah, can you just get her 14 for me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I spoke to my supervisor, explained to him what's going on. He's going to call our criminal investigation department or our detectives and see if they want to either come down here and speak to you, or if we take you to the station and they can speak to you there. And then they have the power to do more than I can, right? But I appreciate you being honest with us.
It's just a stupid move. I mean, I'm not that desperate.
Okay, so I know you're not from here. I'm going to try to walk you through because there's things that we can do to try to find this vehicle, right?
Well,
You left the bank. You left the bank on right off the I-75.
My tablet is in the back seat. If I log into my Google
That's
account,
something
it will find that. It will find it.
Right.
And if it finds the device,
Hey, Sarge.
I know. I'm asking questions. So you left the bank.
Okay. All right.
Did you
Yes, yes, understood.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Thank you, Sergeant.
I don't think so. But that's the road.
And when you got to this bank, you were on that road going north?
We were going south. Oh, no, we were going north. Yeah, that way. Okay. Yeah, that way.
All right, Rodney.
And then we
So-
turned into here.
So our detectives are going to speak to you, okay? So I'm going to take you to our police department where they can interview you and speak to you there.
All right.
I'm going to put you in handcuffs because I'm going to transport you in my vehicle, okay?
Yep, I understand.
Just go ahead and turn around.
Before we put these hands, let me take off these bracelets. Do you know how you take these off?
No, it's a good idea because
Because it's going to hurt and bind up in there.
I don't even know how.
So we're going to take him to 1019.
I don't know how to.
Ryder's going to talk to him. Yeah, just try the other one then. That one's probably fine.
That was fine,
The cloth one.
I'm not going to be able to get it.
Oh, it's right here.
Okay, sketch point. All right.
Yeah. Alrighty, I'll try and put it above so that it doesn't mess with it, okay? Oops, sorry. How tall are you, sir?
6'7".
Oh, Lord. You should be playing basketball.
I'm 64 years old, dude.
Yeah, you can probably still do it. You don't even have to jump.
Well, believe me, that's not 6'7" is not tall by basketball standards.
That is true.
That is
64
true.
years
Well,
old is old by basketball
what about hockey?
standards.
Do you ever think about playing hockey?
I did not.
You're the perfect hockey height.
I did not ever think about that.
All right, we're gonna walk over to my truck.
Although I did grow up in Indiana on a lake that froze over, so we used to go skating, slapping my brothers around.
And my truck's kind of to the left here behind.
I see it.
Suspect was charged with fraud, attempting to pass a forged or altered instrument. Please like and subscribe.